It's time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to The Pet Show. Is your Rottweiler making New Year's resolutions? Are your calicos ready to carouse? Does your pug have its party hat on already? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and want to really try to understand your dog or cat's behavior, what they do, as well as they understand what you do. If you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior, or just want to improve their lifestyle, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show. America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, and of course, pet lifestyle show. So hop up on my couch. Waiting for that. Bring those furry little buddies with you, folks, because it is that time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, never ever a doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, if you want to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family, if you want to talk about resolutions that you may be making for your dogs or you may be making for yourself that's going to help your dogs or your cats, if you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, let's say your cat stopped using the litter box, your dog is not getting along with other dogs when he meets them on the street, he's jumping up on everyone, he's humped everybody in the neighborhood, your cat scratched your favorite chair, you call your dog to come and it's like talking to the wind, you get the idea. That's what we do here on The Pet Show and have been for over 43 years, is helping people resolve and understand why their pets behave the way they do, and then understanding how to resolve it in a positive, upbeat way. Nothing abusive, no yelling, no screaming, no prongs, no electronics, just good old basic animal behavior. And let me tell you, having worked with over 40,000 pets, it really does work. A great time to give me a call. By the way, if you're new to the show or regular to the show, let me just remind everyone that if you call into the Pet Show today and we get to talk live, you have a question, a comment, share a story, want to brag, a New Year's resolution for your pet, everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live on the air will in fact get a pretty fabulous gift for their dog or cat. And again, if you're new, many of the items I give away, we're not talking biscuits here, worth as much as $30, $40, $50. So if you have a question about your dog or cat, want to brag about your dog or cat, and I'd love to hear from you guys as well. How did your pets react at Christmas? Did they like their gifts? Are they standing online to return their gifts at Petco and PetSmart? How did your pets like their holiday gifts? I'd love to hear from you. And if we talk, as I said, a fabulous gift will be on its way to you. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. But if you prefer numbers, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. That's the way to get through. Plenty of time to take your calls, plenty of time to answer your questions, lots of great stuff to give away. And I really want to find out how you reacted, how your dogs and cats reacted to their gifts last week as well. Molly looked at one and walked away. I don't know what that says about the gift I picked out for her. Anyway, plenty of time to answer your questions. Again, the number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Now here's what I have planned for today's show. I think the odds are in Las Vegas now that Warren's never going to get to all of his topics. But if we have time, these are topics, a couple I've already missed that I'm kind of going back to. So here's what we're going to look at. I'm going to take a list. A list was actually made of the top 5 New Year's resolutions for pets and their guardians. I'm going to share those with you. Or maybe some are similar to what you have. Maybe you have some new ones for me. I'd love to hear your resolutions as well, because my listeners are the most incredible pet guardians out there. And sometimes your resolutions will actually guide someone listening to say, hey, you know what? That's a great idea. Maybe I should try that with my dog or cat. Also coming up on today's show, I wanted to do this last week, but I didn't get to it. Here's a new term for what I do. Someone called me a felinologist. caninologist, felinologist. I don't know where these words come from, but anyway, do you have one of those cats that's constantly following you around? You can't go to the bathroom by yourself. You can't go into the kitchen. There's a lot of reasons for that, and it's kind of interesting behavior. So we're going to talk about if you have one of those cats that's following you around all the time, maybe it's a good thing. So we'll check on that also as well. And if you live... If you live with a teenage dog, you know your teenage dog find ways to annoy you just like teenage kids. I mean, things that really get him attention, even if that attention is not good, like Warren, you're home late again, you had a curfew. So teenage dogs, if you have I'd love to hear from some people with teenage dogs as well and see if their dogs are saying, are you talking to me? Also coming up, can your pets benefit from a good stretch? You know how good stretching makes you feel, but it's really good for your dogs and cats as well. So we are live here on this New Year's Eve weekend. I guess it's the night before. It's New Year's Eve, maybe that's what they call it. As I said, plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. So if you have questions or comments, your dog is jumping, chewing, scratching, confused about the litter box, not housebroken, doesn't get along with other dogs, humps everything in sight, great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And the question of the day is pretty simple. I wasn't real creative on this one, guys. Do you make New Year's resolutions for your dogs and cats? How many people actually make New Year's resolutions for their dogs and cats? And I guess more importantly, do you keep them? So you can give me a call if you want to ask me a question. I'll try to take some questions on my YouTube channel where we're broadcasting live as well. YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein, YouTube.com/Warren Eckstein, so you can check that out also. A lot of stuff coming up in this month, the month of January. Big event coming up on January 27th. I'll talk about that later. This is going to be like one of the first times I'm out there broadcasting in the San Fernando Valley. God, I think the last time I was out there was the day after my bar mitzvah. It was a long, long time ago, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be in Tarzana, Teresa's Country Feed and Pet. I'll give you more info on that coming up a little bit later. And also, I'll talk to you a little bit later, if you're involved with a rescue group, humane organization, on that specific day, thanks to my good friend Joey Herrick and the Lucy Pet Foundation, they're going to have a free vaccination clinic there with a special vet, Dr. Kwani Stewart, who, by the way, was CNN's 2023 Hero of the Year. So we'll talk more about that a little bit later. It's going to be a great day for everyone to come out. The surf machine's going to be there. We'll teach your dog how to surf. Lots of great stuff. So keep that date in your calendar for Saturday, January 27th. I'm looking forward to it. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA. On today's show, I'll be giving away, of course, some Hugs and Kisses supplements. I'll be giving away Arthur Suit Gold, great product for dogs and cats with hips and joints. That's probably all of yours. Copies of my best-selling books. My cat book just did it again. So either How to Get Your Dog or How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. Those amazing T-shirts that say, none of my friends walk upright. And by the way, none of my friends walk upright, except for you guys, of course. I got some great stuff from Nature Vet as well. No Scooch Soft Chews, Stop Paw Licking, all natural herbal flea spray. So lots of great stuff to give away. Plenty of time for your calls. Phone number again, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Now, I know usually it's very, very difficult to get into the pet show because the phones are always jamming. I'm assuming it's going to be a little easier today. It's January, the day before the big New Year's Eve, or 2 days before New Year's Eve, so people are out there. I went past Costco yesterday. It was unbelievable. Between Costco and Walmart and Trader Joe's, just no parking. I'm going to get a helicopter. There's just no parking. Great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. We got 2 hours to go. Your questions, your comments, whatever you want to talk about regarding your pets. Did you get a new pet for the holidays? Did you adopt a pet? Are you considering fostering a pet as a New Year's resolution? I want to hear all those stories. And just remember, your call to me goes out to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So what you're saying may not sound as critically important to yourself, but just saying it is going to get other people to say, you know what? I was thinking about it. What a great thing. What a great New Year's resolution. I think I'm going to adopt senior dogs or senior cats or dogs or cats with challenges. I'm going to foster home. If I can't adopt them, at least I can foster home to make their adoption a lot easier. That's why you guys are absolutely amazing. And let me just take one more opportunity. I know I'm talking a lot, but I will get to you, Kali, I promise. Is very rarely very, very rarely on this show do you hear me talk about my own nonprofit, Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. And I talked about it last week, and I got to tell you, a lot of people responded, but we still need your help because, we're probably the only group out there that is actually sponsoring and helping the small mom and pops you never heard of, the people that do the bulk of the work, not just here in Southern California, but all across the U.S. And the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund.org is my own 501c3, and it really does amazing work. So if you want to help me out as well, and I got to tell you, every single penny goes directly to the animals and the organizations. There's no salaries, there's no expenses. Those expenses come out of my pocket. You can still donate today and get that as your tax deduction. So you can call my office. We'll call you back and get all your information. That's 1-800-430 and the word HUGS, HUGS. That's 1-800-430-4847. So you can still donate. Leave your name. We'll call you back when I get off the air. Also, if you want to make a donation, you can go directly to the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund website, which is hugsandkissesanimalfund.org, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. And bless you and thank you. This week alone, the last couple of weeks, we were able, Denise, my wife, who handles a lot of the donations, we were able to really get a ton of donations to these small mom and pops that are just thrilled with the few dollars we're able to send them. It makes a difference in terms of saving dogs and cats or not being able to. Bless you again. Check out hugsandkissesanimalfund.org or give my office a call at 1-800-430-4847, 1-800-430-4847, and we'll call you back probably later on today. Let me do this. I don't want to rush anyone. I got Michelle, I believe it is up there from Simi Valley. I have George from Covina, and I also have Colleen from Santa Monica. I'm going to get to all your calls. Let me take a quick break. There are a couple of lines open, which I expect on this weekend. I know you guys are busy doing other things, but if you've not been able to get through to me and you have a dog that's turning into Cujo, or a cat that maybe is not as cool as Morris, maybe now's a great time to call me, 866-870-KRLA. And someone asked me the other day, Warren, doing this many years, when you first started, you were it. There was no one else doing the type of behavior work that you were really doing. And how long do you continue doing it? A day does not go by where I am so thrilled, so blessed, and so happy to have been able to follow my path and my love for animals for all the years I've been able to do it. I can't even remember when I didn't. And I'm just so thankful for that opportunity. And I'm thankful for you, my listeners, for affording me the ability to help as many. We've been on the air now 43, 44 years. I don't know exactly. It's one of those. We've literally found homes for tens of thousands of dogs and cats. Three-legged dogs and cats, blind horses, dogs that could. Just, you guys are amazing. You've always come through. We're going to continue it this year. So check out hugsandkissesanimalfund.org or call my office at 1-800-430-HUGS and leave a message, and I promise you won't hear me pitching for the rest of the year. But right now, I want to talk to you about my good friends over at Lucy Pet Food. I just spoke to Joey Herrick this morning. What a pain in the butt he's calling me early in the morning. But I love this guy because that passion is always there. So I want to tell you about Lucy Pet Food. I get people every day that are thanking me and letting me know the major improvements they've seen in their dogs and cats in switching them to Lucy Pet Food. It has that prebiotic and probiotic formula. It's made right here in Southern California at their own plant with their own laboratory. And I tell you every week, I know these people, and what's important to me is they treat your pets as if they treat their pets. That love, that concern is there. That's why I've been feeding Lucy Pet Food to my rescues, Molly and Willie, and they're the most gorgeous dogs in the world if you see me post pictures of them, and your dogs are gorgeous too once you start them on Lucy Pet Food. Actually, I want you to hear from a listener. This is what they said once their dog was on Lucy Pet Food as well. I wish there were companies that cared about my health as much as Lucy Pet Food cares about your dog's and cat's health. And here's the deal. I want you to go to their website, lucypetproducts.com. Easy enough to remember. By the way, named after Joey's own dog. Tells you the compassion I was talking about. lucypetproducts.com. Go to their website and get the dog food, wet and dry, the cat food, wet and dry, the dog food rolls, which are amazing. My dogs are addicted to their meatloaf roll. They're squared to be hip. I'm just telling you, go to their website, lucypetproducts.com. Spend just $35 at the site, and shipping is absolutely free. So check it out today, lucypetproducts.com. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Favorite animal in the whole wide world. When I was in Europe, I got to hang out with a lot of them. I am just a donkey fanatic. I remember bringing a couple of donkeys on Regis and Kathy Lee many years ago. Actually, I got in trouble. They did something to the couch that they shouldn't have done. Actually, all the years, the 16, 17 years I did Regis and Kathy Lee, I think I cost them 3 or 4 couches, different animals peeing and pooping on them. But that's a whole other segment. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to my friend Colleen in my hometown, Santa Monica. Hey, Colleen, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks so much. I really appreciate you taking my call.
It's my pleasure, and Happy New Year to you.
Oh, same to you, and best of health, wealth, and prosperity.
Well, thank
you. I have 2 calico babies that are 7 months old. One's kind of she's a runt, and I have an 8-year-old Russian blue who's a male, and the little one, Hazel, keeps peeing on my bed.
I'm assuming that's a problem for you.
Yeah, and I called the rescue, Warren, to ask them what to do, and she told me I had to bring her back, and I'm like, there's no way I'm bringing this cat back.
Because the cat was peeing on the bed to bring the cat back?
Yes, he said the cat needs to be rehomed. The cat was acting out because they felt bullied. Warren, I was crying my eyes out. I said, there's no way I'm bringing this cat back.
Here's
He's
the
my
deal.
baby.
Here's the deal, okay? And you don't have to put rubber sheets on the bed. Listen to me. We'll solve this problem for you. Number one, I'm a big fan of calico kittens anyway. So here's what I want you to do. One of the reasons that the cat pees on your bed, well, there's several reasons, but let me ask you another question. Is he peeing near your head or near your feet or near your butt?
Nope, right in the middle of the bed.
Okay. Now, a person's strongest scent is in the bed. So when we sleep, that's where our strongest smell is. So when you have a cat that's going up there, there's one or two things going on. Either the cat feels a little intimidated, and therefore he'll go up on that bed and mark that bed because he feels more confident knowing your scent is there. Even though you're not there, your scent becomes his protector. Or what he's doing is when you're not there, he's peeing on the bed specifically for you to find your way home. I often talk about Hansel and Gretel. When they left and they were lost, they dropped breadcrumbs to find their way home. Cats do it differently. If their guardian leaves, they will pee in an area that has their strongest scent, specifically their bed, as a way of their guardian finding their way home. But here's what I want you to do. Number one, I want you to thoroughly clean any areas. Don't use any normal detergents. I want you to use something specifically made for pets simply because it doesn't have any ammonia in it. Ammonia is just going to make it worse. That's number one. Number two, I want you to spend more time in the bed playing with the cat. And number three, I want the cat's toys and a couple of paper plates with just some of his dry food there as well. I think that may be enough to stop him. But let me ask you a big question. Is he also using the litter box?
Oh, yes.
A piece of cake. You'll be sending me a bottle of champagne in a week. It's really that easy. And now, it doesn't happen overnight, but given time, but it sounds to me like the situation you're talking to me about. But something you said earlier kind of just triggered something in my mind. It takes me a while to kind of get everything together. The Russian blue that you have, are any of the cats being intimidated by each other, or are they just kind of standoffish?
Well, so there were two. I had two male cats, a flame point and a Russian blue, and the flame point got acutely sick and died after 10 days.
So sorry.
And so the Russian blue was crying because he missed him so much. So I thought the answer was to get new babies. And so they were both males, and the one that died was the one that ruled the roost. So I have seen him
Yeah, but what's their relationship now? Right now, what's their relationship?
Well, it seems like the older one is kind of depressed, and the little ones just play with themselves.
But it's not like the ultimate fighting. No one's killing each other. Okay,
not at all.
Follow my advice. Let's try that for a week or so. If you're still running into a snare, you give me a call back. We'll go a little bit further. But let me just kind of put your mind at ease a little bit. This is not a difficult problem to resolve. Also, are you making sure in your home there's a lot of distractions? The cardboard boxes you hear me talk about, the paper bags.
Oh, my God. My living room's filled with toys,
Great.
Warren.
Well, no, I'm not talking toys. I'm talking cardboard boxes and paper bags. Toys are great, but toys smell like toys. Cardboard boxes smell like codfish, like lettuce, like whatever you buy from. No, seriously. So the scent of new boxes coming in is really encouraging the cat to go see what this is all about, and they'll scratch on it. That's why you hear me recommend cardboard boxes and paper bags. They're free. Go to Ralph's today, pick two up, throw them out tomorrow, go to Vons and get two more. It really makes that much difference. But I want you to put all those pieces together. Give me a call back, but I think you're going to be absolutely fine.
Oh, you're a doll.
I wrote
it all down.
Don't go. No, you don't have to write it down. It's going to take you a couple of weeks to get it, but I'm going to put you on hold, and I'm going to send you a copy of my bestseller, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. We're done reading it. Give it to the Calico Kittens. They will read it back to you, I promise. So many people are looking for quick resolutions, and so many dogs and cats wind up being returned to shelters after a day. after 2 days, and it drives me absolutely crazy. Tears in my eyes. Seriously, if you're watching on YouTube, you probably see tears in my eyes right now. Over the years, I've worked with so many rescues, so many humane organizations, all across the country, but primarily on the East Coast. From Florida right up to Maine, Houghton, Maine, by the way. The rescues, the Houghton, Maine Humane Society. Anyway, the bottom line is this: is that these dogs and cats that are adopted, and bless the people that adopt them, but you need to understand that it's not going to turn into Rin Tin Tin, Lassie, or Morris overnight. They need time to decompress. They need time to assimilate into the family. They need time to get to know you. Once they do that, then you have the relationship of nirvana. But the bottom line is, and I just heard this the other day, well, I adopted the dog on Wednesday. I took him home. He peed in the house. I brought him back on Thursday. Now this poor dog goes back and forth, gets more confused, gets readopted, winds up back at the shelter. I don't have to tell you the rest of the story. Make the commitment. The sign on my desk says, once it comes into my house and it kisses me and it pees, it's there for life. Just Warren's rule. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me take a break. Mike, I'll get right back to you in Simi Valley. George, I'll get to you. I do have a couple of lines open. Great time to call me. I got hugs and kisses to give away. I got a lot more Lucy pet food to give away. T-shirts, flea spray. I don't know. I'll give away my car if I have to. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. And I want you all to grab your pens and papers. I have a couple of kind of real interesting announcements. The appearance that I'll be doing at Teresa's, along with Wagmore Pets, obviously the Lucy Wave Machine, and Dr. Kwani Stewart's going to be there. A free vaccination clinic. I'll give you more info on that and where you can get that. So stay tuned. We got a lot of good stuff coming up, and a lot of time to answer all of your pet and animal questions. 866-870-5752. Just before we go there, I just want to share this with you. My engineer, my lovely engineer, it's hard for me to say, but my lovely engineer, that's so tough for me to say, Alex. Cat people will point to studies that say owning a feline friend beats doggy daycare any day. Cats have been found, among other things, to reduce academic stress in students, have a positive impact on your psychological health, reduce general health issues, and improve the lives of kids. I guess Alex agrees with that one. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. Let me tell you right now about an organization. And we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. Great time to give me a call. Phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Lots of great stuff to give away. Lots of great information to share. A lot of big event coming up on, I'm really excited about this. It's been a long time since I've been out there. Coming up on January 27th. I'll give you more about that. And you know what? Let me do that right now. Then I'm going to get to you, George, right after this. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you time to call. I do have an open line or two. 866-870-5752. What, nobody's making New Year's resolutions for their dogs or cats? Come on, admit it. What resolutions are you going to make? What are you going to do better for your dog or cat? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. I'll send you a great gift. 866-870-KRLA. So later on, I'm going to give you more information about this big event that's taking place at Teresa's Country Feed and Pet, their brand new location in Tarzana. That's Saturday, January 27th at 9 to 3. It's going to be an incredible day. Lucy Pet will be there with their big wave surf machine. So if you want to bring your dogs down and watch them surf, come on down. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. Wagmore Pets will be there with adoptions. It's going to be vendors, bounce houses, raffles, samples, giveaways. And yes, I will be there broadcasting both of my shows, and including my Armed Forces radio show. And at the same time, I'll be answering all of your pet and animal questions. Now, this I want to share with you because this I just found out about as well. On that same day, Saturday, January 27th, Joey just called me this morning. Dr. Kwani Stewart, by the way, was CNN's 2023 Hero of the Year, an incredible veterinarian. I'm even learning about him as I speak to you, that goes out and does all this incredible work. And you're going to hear more about him in the future. In fact, I'll bring him on the air with me probably that day. So here's what's going on. The Lucy Pet Foundation is going to be having a free vaccine clinic that day at the grand opening of Teresa's Country Feed and Pet. So that's January 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dr. Kwani Stewart will be there, and vaccinations, the Bordetella, rabies, all the vaccinations that your pets need. A limit of 4 dogs and 5 cats per household. My listeners may bring a few more, Joey, but I can't say yes or no. Anyway, the bottom line, here's what I want you to do. If you're involved with a rescue group, a humane group, here's your opportunity to get free vaccinations for the dogs and cats that you have that need to be adopted. So here's what I want you to do. You can go to the website, LucyPetFoundation.org, LucyPetFoundation.org. You can copy their QR code. I'm just learning about QR codes. Go to their QR code, load it down, sign up, and this way, free vaccination clinic coming up on the 27th of January. Or if you prefer, it's on my Facebook page, facebook.com/thepetshow. I just put it up on my Instagram page, Instagram at Warren Eckstein. You can click on the QR code there as well. You're not going to want to miss this day. You're not going to want to meet Dr. Kwani Stewart, who I understand. I'm looking forward to meeting him. Just an incredible guy. One of those guys who wears his heart on his shoulder, and his love for animals comes out right away. So don't forget that day. But right now, in the meantime, if you're involved with a group or an individual, a rescue group, go to LucyPetFoundation.org, LucyPetFoundation.org, and click on that QR code, and you will be all set. And I'll give you some more information later because, as I said, people say, Warren, are you really going to be answering all of our questions? I know you can spend more time out in there. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? Well, I am going to do it. I'll give you more info coming up. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Michael. I guess it's Michael in Simi Valley. Then we're going to go to George. Hey, Michael. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hi, Michael. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I could not be better. What's up?
Thanks for taking my call. I was just curious. I got a new puppy, a new American Rottweiler. I have a 2-year-old Golden Retriever, and he's peeing everywhere. No matter how much I take him outside, I have 7 kids, so I think that might be part of the problem. When I take him outside, he just goes to the bathroom, and if he doesn't want to go. I think because he's too occupied with all the kids.
How old did you say your Rottie was?
He's 11 weeks.
Okay, he's 11 weeks old. Give the puppy a break. Come on, Michael. 7 kids? Surprised he's not peeing all over more. Here's what I want you to do, okay? Number 1, housebreaking a puppy should be the easiest thing that a pet guardian can do. Almost every dog I've ever housebroken, unless there was a physical problem, was housebroken in 12 to 14 days. The bottom line is this. The more space you give the dog to have accidents, the more it's stuck in his head. You need to confine the dog, or watch him with a hawk eye. No in between. So you can't call me back and say, Warren, he peed here, because it's impossible. Because either he's confined or you're watching him. No in between. When you clean up with a good stain and odor remover as well. Now remember, when a puppy first wakes up, they have to pee. That's critical. After exercise, they have to pee. With 7 kids around the house, I'm sure the puppy's getting plenty of exercise. Let the kids play with him outside. He's still 11 weeks old. He gets excited. He might pee, and let him empty himself outside. But when he's in the house, he's either confined in a gated area. Some people use a crate. I'm not a fan, but you can do whatever you choose. Or he's being watched with a hawk eye. No in between. And if you can go 10 or 12 days like that, you're ahead of the game. Now, even more important than that is to regulate the feeding and the watering. You can't leave water down all day, because if the puppy's drinking water down all day, you're never going to know when he's got to pee. So I recommend giving him maybe a quarter or a half a cup of water 4 or 5 times during the day. Wait about 10 minutes and take him out at that point. 11 weeks old, I'm assuming you're feeding him 3 times a day?
Correct.
Okay, so you're going to want to wait 10 or 15 minutes after that as well to take him outside. The bottom line is this. We want to avoid him having accidents in the house. Confining or watching and regulating his diet is the way to do that. Once we've done that, 12 or 14 days down the road, I promise you're walking around the house barefoot again, Michael.
Okay, yeah, I didn't have any problems like that with my golden. He was very, very easy.
How old is your golden retriever?
He just turned 2.
Oh, so he's young. You know what? We don't often remember. It's like you have 7 kids. Are they all the same?
No, 19 to a newborn.
Well, there you go. So every kid is different. Every dog is different. You might have a golden retriever that's reacting like your Rottweiler, and a Rottweiler that's acting like a golden retriever. So we can't make those Archie Bunks. By the way, an incredible breed of dog. I'm one of the few that had an amazing opportunity to train and work with the Rottweilers actually in the town of Rottweil when I was stationed in Europe. An amazing dog, but let me tell you what you need to do right now. You don't need to wait for the training. You should start training today. The same energy and intelligence it takes for a puppy to learn how to do something wrong, but you used to teach that puppy to do something right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold right now. I'm going to send you a copy. It's going to take a week or 2 or 3 to get there. A copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. That's my book. It'll take you from the day that puppy walked into the house to the day you have to say that final goodbye. Hopefully it's 30 years down the road. In the interim, you can always go to my website, Michael, thepetshow.com, or go to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of tips up there that might be able to guide you as well. But good luck with the puppy, a 2-year-old golden retriever, 11-week-old Rottweiler puppy, and 7 kids. God, there's a man that really, God bless him. We're going to get to you in a minute, George. Don't go in there. Great time to call me. I do have open lines. Pretty rare here on the Pet Show, but I know it's the 4th of July weekend. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. What are you guys afraid to tell me what resolutions you might be making for your pet? Because if you tell me the resolutions, I'll know what you didn't do last year. 866-870-5752. 866-870-KRLA. That is the number. Hey, listen, if your cat is telling you what to do right now, And we are back on the Pet Show. Let's shoot over to my friend George in Covina. Hey, George, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi, good morning.
How you doing today, George? What can I do for you? Happy New Year, by the way.
Good. So, happy New Year. So, a dental question for my dogs. I have a 10-year-old female and her son, 8-year-old mini schnauzers. A few months ago, we had a person come to the house and clean their teeth using picks, remove some of the plaque. And during that time, the girl told me that the female may need an extraction. The other day, I was cleaning her teeth, with a pick, and I noticed that 2 of her teeth are loose.
Yeah.
Now, that's one of my questions is, do I leave the teeth and have them fall off, or do I get them extracted?
No, listen. I would go to your vet. Tooth problems in dogs. 85% to 90% of dogs are going to develop some type of dental problem by the time they're 3 or 4 years old. So, this is something you'd want to go to the vet. You'd want to have them taken out properly, so there's no what's called the dry sac that goes up in there, or no infections. The vet will probably put the dog on antibiotics. How old did you say the dog was?
10.
And what type of dog is it?
A mini schnauzer.
Okay, so yeah, he's got a whole lot of years ahead of him. So now's the time, and they're not known for great teeth to begin with, the mini schnauzers, but now's the time to take care of the tooth situation. How's the breath?
Bad. Now, another thing. Recently, my wife bought a product called from Pet Lab Company. It's a powder that goes with the food, and it's supposed to help their breath. And
let me talk to you about bad breath.
Her breath is bad.
Let me talk to you about bad breath, okay? First of all, pet guardians, dog guardians, often dismiss bad breath as just bad breath, but there's usually a very good reason behind the odor. Number one, oral hygiene and periodontal disease are probably the most common causes of bad breath in dogs. As I said, bad oral hygiene and periodontal disease, just like in humans. The buildup of plaque and tartar can lead to development of the bacteria that cause bad breath. Now, that's where people have a problem, because their dog has bad breath, and they just assume, well, I'll brush his teeth now, and then I'll go get this spray in his mouth, and it's going to make his breath sweet. No. That's not what you do. Doggy bad breath can mean a lot of different things. For example, it may not just be the teeth and the gums. It could be diabetes. I've worked with many dogs where a change in the smell of their breath saved their life because someone was able to pick up on the breath smelling a little sweeter. It can be kidney disease. It could be horrible like liver disease. So if you have a dog with bad breath, you need to speak with your vet. Obviously, brush the dog's teeth at home. You did a good thing by having them come there, but they are going to need that deep cleaning with the Cavitron, the same Cavitron your dentist uses on you. So, yeah, getting their teeth cleaned professionally, especially 10 years old. Dog's in good health right now. The vet will test them. But a lot of people just assume, well, you know what? My dog has bad breath. I'm going to spray something in his mouth. It's going to make his breath feel a lot better. Well, it may make his breath smell better temporarily, but what's causing that bad breath? Is it the fact that you're not brushing his teeth properly? Are you just covering up something that may get worse? Maybe it'll smell good, but maybe the diabetes, the kidney disease, the liver disease. So those are the things I want you to take into consideration. So if it were my dog, I would be bringing him to the vet at this point to have those teeth checked. Michael.
Can we brush their teeth with toothpaste?
No. Unless you can teach your dog, George, to spit and gargle, the answer is no. Toothpaste is caustic. It has detergent in it. So when we brush our teeth with toothpaste, we're not swallowing the toothpaste. We're brushing our teeth and we're spitting the toothpaste out. So we don't want to make the dog sick by giving him human toothpaste, which is caustic. By the way, there are great flavored and other great toothpastes on the market that you can use. If you can't use a brush, there are little thimbles that you can put on your finger that are great as well. There's a lot of amazing new things on the market for proper dental care. And that's number one, proper care. Not just covering up the odor, but proper dental care is the way to keep your dog and cat's teeth. I just had my guys done about 3-4 months ago. I had Molly and Willie's under anesthesia, had both of their teeth cleaned. So yeah, it's definitely the right thing to do.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
No, thank you for being so concerned. I'm going to put you on hold, and you know what? We'll keep those teeth in good shape. I'm going to send you for your dog. What do I want to send you? A 10-year-old Schnauzer. I am going to send you some Orthosooth Gold to keep those hips and joints in the best shape ever. Hey, great time to give me a call here. Did I put him on hold? Yeah, great time to give me a call. I got open phone lines. It's pretty rare. It's New Year's Eve. I want to hear your resolutions or any other questions you may have. I got lots of great stuff to give away, some of the more expensive stuff to give away as well. So if you have a question or a comment, I know it's really tough to get through to the pet show. Now's a great time to give me a call. And maybe coming up also in the next hour or so, I'll share some of my stories from my career over the years as well, whether it be the mafia dogs or some of my celebrity clients. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the pet show. I'm looking for. Okay, give me a second here, guys, because I am. Uh-oh. All right, so I'm going to do this off the cuff. I lost my copy, so here we go. I want to tell you about my Hugs and Kisses vitamin. And we are back on the Pet Show. You know, we're going to be breaking for the top of the hour. I see we got a call coming in from Dan with a Chesapeake Bay Retriever. By the way, Dan, one of my favorite breeds in the whole wide world. When I was stationed with the Office of Special Investigations at Langley Air Force Base many, many years ago, whenever I had any time off, I would go and work with some of the incredible Chesapeake Bay breeders, because that's where I was, at the Chesapeake Bay. An amazing breed of dogs, sometimes a little too bright for the people they live with. So, Dan, after the top of the hour, hang in there. I will take your call, I promise, and help you out with any behavioral issues you may be having with your Chessie. Also, we have a whole other hour to go. I'm going to tell you more about that event coming up on the 27th of January. I'm real excited about it. A lot of stuff added, a lot of great things. It's a great day. Bring the kids out. The surf truck's going to be there from Lucy Pet. Wagmore Pets will be there with pet adoptions. Dr. Kwani Stewart, who is CNN's Hero of the Year this year, he'll be out there with the vaccinations, free vaccinations for humane organizations. By the way, check out LucyPetFoundation.com. Click on the QR code and make a reservation for your free vaccinations now. Quick break, then right back to all of your calls. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. And if you love your dogs and cats and really want to understand why they behave the way they do, or just want to get into their heads a little bit more and help them enjoy life even more than they already do, great time to give me a call. If you have a question about your dog or cat's behavior, jumping, humping, digging, scratching, you want to brag about your dog, how they reacted Christmas morning to their holiday gifts, did they walk away, did they really love them? Just a reminder that everyone that calls into the show and gets to talk to me live will be getting a fabulous gift. It's the holidays still, so I got a great giveaway feeling. A lot of the gifts we give away here on the Pet Show, people say, hey, it's giving away gift. Not biscuits here. We're not talking milk mugs. We're talking like $30, $40, $50. So if you have a question or comment about your dog or cat, I also want to hear from people that might have made New Year's resolutions for their pet. What resolutions did you make for your dog, your cat, together, individually? Give me a call. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. I know it's usually really tough to get through, so now's a great time to give it a shot. We're going to also take a look at some, this is actually from a Omaha, Nebraska newspaper. The top 5 New Year's resolutions for pet guardians. So I'm going to share that with you, and then I'd love to hear from some of yours as well. Great time to give me a call. I still got hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy pet food, books, hemp seed oil, flea spray, lots of great stuff. And all the way, if we have time, I'm going to share maybe a couple of stories from my autobiography, Memoirs of a Pet Therapist, which, by the way, happened to be published. A great book. I really enjoyed it. There's a little too much information in here, but maybe I'll talk about my workings with Rodney Dangerfield, one of my favorite clients in the world. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about my years on the Mickey Mouse Club, which a lot of people don't know about. So we'll have some fun talking about that stuff on this New Year's weekend. I know my screener, the lovely Suzette, she writes me a little note. Hey Warren, I think you said 4th of July instead of New Year's Day. Well, if I did say the 4th of July, that ought to tell you where my head is. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. We're going to get to you in just a second. Dan, before we do that, are you one of those people that have a cat that's always following you around? You go to the bathroom, there's your cat. You go to the kitchen, there's your cat. You go to the living room to watch TV, there's your cat. Your cat. Well, felinologists, that's the new term for cat specialists. I don't know what happened to cat therapy, but felinologists, listen carefully. Here are the reasons that your cat follows you around. The cat wants to eat, drink, or is requesting the litter box to be cleaned. The cat is in pain, the cat is bored, or he's not getting enough attention. I gotta laugh at some of these. Number 1, so the cat's following you around because he wants to eat, drink, or he wants his litter box cleaned. So the cat's saying, you know what, man, that bathroom's really dirty. I better call the custodian in to clean it up. Anyway, a lot of this is true, though. Cats are incredibly bright, and they know how to get your attention, and very often they're specifically getting your attention to do certain things for them that's going to make their lives a whole lot better. Anyone out there have a cat that follows them everywhere? Bathroom, dishes, when you go to eat something, up at night, watch. Did your cat follow you around? Give me a call, let me know. They say it's because the cat is bored, in pain, wants attention, or is telling you that simply he wants to eat or play. Give me a call. I'd love to hear from some feline people out there. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's take a phone call from my friend Dan from Rancho Palos Verdes. Hey, Dan, welcome to the show.
Hey, hi.
How you doing today? Happy New Year, by the way.
Happy New Year to you.
Chesapeake Bay Retriever. What are you doing with the Chesapeake Bay Retriever on the West Coast, Dan?
It's a Maryland dog.
They're all from Maryland, you know.
Got Chip from Maryland.
They're great dogs. You know, when I get off there here and I do my national show, one of my bigger stations is in Delaware and Maryland. You know, covers the entire place there. I get a lot of calls from Chesapeake Bay people down there as well.
Yeah, well, this dog is a behavior problem. It guards its water dish at the dog babysitting. And it's been kicked out because it's too aggressive.
Okay, let's talk. First of all, how old is your Chesapeake Bay Retriever?
2 years.
He's a 2-year-old Chesapeake Bay Retriever. You take him to doggy daycare. How many dogs are with him in the doggy daycare area?
Probably 20.
20 dogs at one time, and your dog's possessive over the water dish, and when other dogs go to get his water dish, he becomes aggressive. Is that the scenario?
He basically, they say he guards the water dish and won't let other dogs drink the water.
It's not uncommon. I don't know how many puppies were in the litter. Do you know that?
I don't know.
It's very possible. Lots of times when the puppies are born and or they're shipped around the country, whatever, they're not always having free access to water. And dogs crave water in some cases more than they even crave food. So the fact, and one of my dogs was that way also. Finally, we got him out of it. But the fact is that what I would do if I were the doggy daycare company, what I would be doing, rather than kicking the dog out and saying there's nothing we can do, maybe they should be driving Uber cars instead of working with dogs. What they should be doing is working with the dog and explaining to you, here's how you resolve that behavior. You give the dog several small bowls of water to start with, spread a foot or two apart. Let him start realizing that there's water in all of those dishes, and then little by little you can cut back. It's not going to happen overnight. But see, this is the problem that I run into, and it drives me crazy. It sounds to me like no matter what this dog did, then you're keeping this dog. So, but lots of times people would get rid of a dog for a reason like that, or the people at the daycare will say, "Well, this dog's aggressive. You can't have this dog," or "We'll kick the dog out." If you work with animals, your focus should be on resolving issues that the animals may have, and this is not a big issue for me. How many water dishes do you feed him? Does he have to drink out of home?
Several, one outside and then one inside.
I would put 2 outside and 2 inside, again, so there's no speculation of water being all around. I don't know what group you're working with or what daycare, nor do I need to know that. But if they kicked you out because your dog is being a little bit territorial over his water dish, rather than saying to you, hey, let's confront it, let's see if we can work this out, but just by kicking you out, I don't necessarily think that's a place where I'd be bringing my dog in the first place. I would have hoped that if it's a daycare center, they have someone there that's knowledgeable about behavior and could work with you on this problem, because a lot of people would not take it as easy as you're taking it. They go, oh, my dog's aggressive, what am I going to do? So yeah, I don't know if I would be going back there. Maybe you can find a doggy daycare where they understand the situation and they can work with the dog and help you get through this. But right now, several water dishes there, several water dishes at home, and I'm sure when he becomes, here's what they do at the daycare centers as well. When a dog is territorial, and I've seen this a million times, even at some of the better rescues, purebred rescues here, when they have a group of dogs in an area and one of the dogs shows any type of assertiveness whatsoever, they take out a hose and they squirt the dog. And basically, what that does is just make the dog more assertive and more apprehensive about what's going around him. So there's a lot of people out there that really need to understand that what this dog needs to realize is that water is always going to be around. So this is not a problem to be corrected. This is a problem to be resolved. And that's a big difference. Correction will never make this problem go away. It will only make it worse. Little by little, building up the fact that he realizes there's always a water around, that's going to resolve your problem for you, I promise.
You know, this dog also kind of attacked my daughter. She was out. We were having a Christmas party, and then when she came in, the dog is in a strange house. My daughter came in, and then our dog attacked my daughter and would not stop being aggressive. We tried to introduce her. We went for a walk and brought her back, and he was still aggressive towards her.
I'm a little drop confused. He doesn't know your daughter?
Well, no, because my daughter doesn't live here.
Okay, so in other words, you brought him into a different environment with a different person that he didn't know. How old is your daughter?
She's 33.
Oh, okay, so we're not dealing with a kid here. And it's very, very possible that the dog made an association there. I would have introduced your daughter to the dog on neutral territory outside of the house. Rather than in the house.
That's what we tried to do with it. We went for a walk after, but it didn't help.
Well, because the aggression was already there. But see, how far away do you live from your daughter?
Long ways.
Okay, yeah. In other words, this is one of those things where I would easily recommend that your daughter spend more time. Has the dog shown aggression to anybody else?
No, that was the weird thing. Everyone comes over and he's friendly, and
Great.
once they get in the house.
Yeah, but you were at a different. Does your daughter have a dog?
No, she has a cat.
Okay, so that might have been sense. A lot of things going on. Now the dog went to this environment for the first time, meeting someone new, and therefore, but there was no biting involved, right?
Well, we kept the dog separated because he's so aggressive.
No biting. She didn't bite your daughter, is what I'm saying.
No, but
Okay.
I mean, we had to keep them separated because he was so aggressive. Plus, he's an 80-pound dog.
Yeah, I think here's what you need to do. Okay, I think you're using the term aggressive with me, and there's a lot of different stages of aggressive behavior, and it scares me when someone uses the term aggressive behavior, and I understand the negativity associated with it, but aggressive behavior is behavior that can be resolved. This is not an aggressive dog. This is not a problem dog. This is a dog with an issue that has to be resolved. Have you considered working with a trainer?
Yeah, we did, and it didn't work out well at all.
What happened?
They're just, basically we asked him a question and he had to consult Google on it. It's just, it just wasn't.
Wait. Let me check this.
Exactly. Let me check the problem.
Yeah, I was going to say, let me check this. Let me check this on Google. Maybe I'll come up with an answer. Google comes to me. Google comes to me for the answer. Just so you know, Google comes to me for the answer. Anyway, the bottom line is this: I think maybe you should consider finding another trainer, maybe a female trainer that you can work with. That's going to come to the house a few times, get to know the dog. Here's my fear. This again is a dog with an issue. But you have to take on issues and resolve them. I don't want this issue to get worse and worse and worse. So more socialization, a little bit more training, a little bit more exposure. I would try to find a trainer in your area. You live in Rancho Palos Verdes. I'm sure go ask your vet. There's some amazing positive trainers there. Any trainer that wants to come into your home and do anything that sounds negative should go out the back door. Any prong collars, any shock collars, any abusive training. What we want to do with this dog is train him in a positive way with a lot of confidence and let him be socialized to the point where he's no longer overprotective over his food or water, and at the same time he's more reactive when you're with him when he meets other people. Not that big a problem. Let me do this.
Okay.
Let me do this. I'm going to send you a copy of my book, but I really would advise, I'm going to put you on hold, I really would advise you speak to a trainer, because this is only a 2-year-old dog. It's an amazing breed of dog. The Chesapeake Bay Retriever was primarily used as not something I would do, but a dunk hunting dog in Delaware and Maryland, and is a prized dog for people that do that. Just an amazing breed of dog. It looks like it's kind of brown curly coat, kind of a Labrador brown curly coat, but personality-wise, it's more of a working dog. It's different personality than a Labrador Retriever. Hey, great time to give me a call. I got a couple of open lines, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. You have a question about your dog or cat's behavior. Are you thinking of fostering or introducing a new dog or cat into your home? Have you rescued a dog in 2023 that you'd like to share with me, or rescued a cat? I'd love to hear from some people that rescued a dog or a cat or fostered this last year, because again, as I say, your conversation with me is very, very important in terms of perhaps convincing other people, you know what? I have time. Maybe I will foster. Maybe I will adopt. So I'd love to hear from you guys, and I will send you a great gift. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Before we get to the phone calls, and I'm going to share some stories with you guys as well, I want to tell you about a company called Nature Vet. Nature Vet's been a sponsor. I can't help but laugh when I hear this. Makes me smile every time. I've heard it for the last 30 years, and it still makes me smile every time I hear it. Hey, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein on this, I'm not saying 4th of July again, on this New Year's Eve weekend. Looking forward to a whole new year, and hopefully things go great. I'm going to get to you in a few minutes, Chuck. Don't go anywhere. Also coming up, I'm going to talk about resolutions. But, a lot of people say to me, Warren, every once in a while you pop up and mention one of your celebrity clients. You don't talk about them often. We'd like to hear some of your stories, and I figured this would be a great weekend to do it. Maybe coming up, I'm going to give you the story about working with Rodney Dangerfield and Al Pacino and maybe David Letterman, Geraldine Ferraro. If they have some time, I'll share some of my celebrity stories coming up in this hour as well. Rodney Dangerfield, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world, and I think you'll get a kick out of that. Also, here are some of this is from an Omaha newspaper. Now, my wife, Denise, her entire family lives in Omaha, which is perfect for me because no matter where I am, they're 1,500 miles away. Sorry, Denise, but that's the way it is. Bottom line is this. This is from the Omaha, I don't know what the name of the newspaper is, but the top 5 New Year's resolutions for pet guardians. Number 1, health and wellness checkups for their dogs and cats more frequently. Number 2, socialization adventures. Yeah, taking them to different locations, hiking, parks, beaches, whatever. Number 2. Number 3, plan a pet-friendly road trip. I think it's a great idea. Dogs really like to explore new locations, and if your dog is up to date on all his vaccinations and you keep him on his leash and harness, taking him on a road trip might be a great idea. Exploring new destinations. Let him get a feel for the rest of the world. Bonding and quality time. There are times we're so busy nowadays, we come home, we're looking at our phones, we're on our computers, we're running out. We think we're the greatest pet guardians in the world, and we are. We give them the best health care we can. We give them the most expensive pet food we possibly can feed them. But are we really spending the quality time we need to with them? I'll give you a perfect example. Just yesterday, I'm walking on Ocean Avenue in Santa Monica. Maybe it wasn't Ocean Avenue. It was Montana, one of those streets. Anyway, I'm walking down the street, and there's this guy walking these 2 beautiful French bulldogs. It must have been Montana. So he's walking these French bulldogs down the street, and not one time in 2 blocks did he look or talk at his dogs. His face was focused on his phone. Now, me, on the other hand, when I take Molly and Willie for a walk. I have a yard. They don't walk as much as they should, which is my New Year's resolution. But when I take them for a walk, there's no phone. All I want to do is have a conversation with Molly and Willie and ask them about what they see. Hey, what's going on? Hey, did you see that over there? Hey, what's that? Conversations. It's their walk. Let them enjoy it. Talk to them. Bond with your pets. Bond. Talk to them. They understand, believe me. And more mental stimulation and enrichment, that is number 5. So any of those resolutions seem to click with you that you might be making for your pets, I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. Let me take a phone call right now, and we're going to go to Chuck in Hollywood. Hey, Chuck in Hollywood. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. What's up, Chuck?
Hey, so I'm calling in response to your question about having a cat that follows me around, and I do have one. She is like a dog in that regard. She goes everywhere. I work in voiceover, and when I'm in my booth at home, she'll sit outside the booth waiting for me to get out, and my neighbors tell me that she'll be at my front door meowing loudly about 5 minutes before I get home, whether I walk, ride my bike, or drive a car. She just seems to know before I'm there.
Cats are so incredibly intuitive. It just amazes me. This is a perfect example. And the first thing you said to me, Chuck, and I love this, was, Warren acts just like a dog. My cat acts just like a dog. Here's the bottom line. If you treat your cat and your dog the same way, they're going to react the same way. The problem is most people are not like you, Chuck. Most people that live with a cat, they assume the cat wants to go hide somewhere, that's cool, let the cat go. If the cat wants to go there, let the cat go. If the cat doesn't want to socialize, let the cat go. If it was a puppy, they wouldn't accept that. They're going to bring that puppy out and make him socialize and treat him that way. And I think that's really, really important. All of my cats have been totally, they walked on a leash and harness. When people came, they didn't bark at the door, but they meowed at the door. But a lot of people are under the assumption that cats are not as smart as dogs are. And my realization, being that I have a lot of books on both, but my cat book is my bestseller, I always tell people that this is what's really going on, is that cats are so incredibly smart. They've gotten together and convinced humans that they can't be trained just so we leave them alone. That's just my opinion, Chuck. But obviously, I'm assuming you call the cat by its name all the time. You socialize, you expose when people come over, he gets to meet them. That makes the whole difference, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have two cats, and they're both. The one doesn't follow me, but she's very social. People come home. I mean, she'll greet me at the door as well. But people, I have visitors, and both come out and run out to see who's there, and then sit in their laps, and people are like, "This is the friendliest cats I've ever seen." I'm like, "Well, all my cats have been like that."
So. Having worked with Morris many years ago, give me some time with your cats. Maybe you won't need to be in the booth. Maybe I'll teach your cat to do some voiceover work. You never know, Chuck. It could happen. It's so incredible when you're lucky enough, like I am. Since COVID, I've been able to. I'm broadcasting from my house in Santa Monica. I've been able to do a lot of broadcasting and a lot of work, the media work I do from my home, and it's my biggest guilt in the world. Besides being Jewish, which automatically makes me guilty, but my biggest guilt in the world is when I have to leave the dog and say, "Hey, Marley, Willie, I'll be right back." That's because this is going to sound eccentric to people, and heaven forbid I would, but this. I would rather spend time with Marley and Willie than anyone who walks upright.
Yep, I'm there with you, Norm.
Well, there you go, Chuck. So I don't know what I want you. I can send you some Lucy pet food for your cats. I can send you a T-shirt that says "None of my friends walk upright." I can send you you know what? I know what I'm going to send you. Don't go anywhere, Chuck. I'm putting you on hold, and I am sending you probably the most expensive thing I have, a jar of my own Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treats for your cats, and I'm sure they will enjoy them thoroughly. Hey, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. If you have a question or comment, I know it's hard to get through. Now I got some open lines. It's this weekend. Everyone's out there shopping and returning their Christmas gifts. So I do have a couple of open lines, and I got lots of good stuff to give away. So the phone number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the phone number. Hey, listen, I'm going to brag. If you are actually sick and tired of your dog or cat shedding, and who isn't? If that constant lick, scratch is keeping you up at night, what you need for your dogs and cats is my own 4-in-1 Hugs and Kisses vitamin mineral supplement treat. Why? Because for itching and scratching and great skin and less shedding, the combination of lecithin and biotin is the secret that makes all the difference in the world. Read all the 5-star reviews. Go Way too much monkey business. Hey, we're back on the Pet Show. John, hold on. I'm going to get to your call in a couple of minutes, but I promise, and I want to share this. People were emailing me, Warren, this week. We know you've worked with a lot of celebrities. You kind of never mentioned them specifically. I want to hear some of your stories. So let me share one story with you, and then, John, I'll get to your call. By the way, you can give me a call right now, 866-870-5752. So I'm reading this directly from my book, Memoirs of a Pet Therapist, and here we go. When I received the call, he used a different name, which I believe was Jack Roy. He called me himself, which really impressed me. We started chatting, then he inquired about my background. Within the conversation, some names were dropped, and he asked me if I was famous. I guess I'm famous in the animal world, behavior-wise, I said, but that's the only place my fame would be. He then said, well, perhaps you've heard of me. Perhaps I have, I said. My name is Rodney Dangerfield. Oh, sure, I'm a big fan of yours. I've enjoyed you for years on The Tonight Show. That day was waiting for a service call. We really established a good relationship, and I wound up working with Rodney's dog. As a matter of fact, I would go to a lot of his, he would invite me to a lot of his shows with my first wife, Faye, would go to his shows, and I got to be honest with you, if you walked behind the stage after he did a show, and a lot of celebrities were there, and you could not walk out without being high. There was so much pot being smoked behind the scenes. Just an incredible guy. And I also spent a lot of time at Dangerfield's, his club in New York City as well. But of all the jokes, of all the funny things he said to me, this has to be the one I use the most. That is absolutely incredible. Here's what he said. He said, Warren, talk about no respect. My dog closes his eyes before he humps my leg. That, my friends, is a Rodney Dangerfield classic. One of the nicest, down-to-earth guys. I was so sorry to hear when he passed away. He helped so many comedians, and was just one of the guys I got to know, and we became kind of friendly, and I became friendly with a lot of the celebrity clients I worked with because we had their dog as a catalyst, and he turned out to be just an incredible guy. And always remembered, I'd always get invitations to go to a show he was doing. So Rodney Dangerfield, rest in peace. You made me laugh many times. All right, let's get to my friend. Anybody else there, a Rodney Dangerfield person? I'd love to hear some Rodney Dangerfield people. Give me a call, 866-870-KRLA. I'd love to hear from Rodney Dangerfield lovers as well. Hey, John in the Foothills, welcome to the Pet Show.
Good morning.
Hey, talk about no respect. My dog closes his eyes before he humps my leg. John, what can I do for you?
We have a situation up here in the foothills that we get a lot of noise about on social media, and I figured I'd go to the source for the answer.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, 4th of July, Christmas, and up now is coming New Year's Eve. We have fireworks. We are ungestuppt in fireworks, shall I say?
Ungestuppt. How many people know what the word ungestuppt means? I know what it means, but how many other people know what it means?
You have to marry into the right family.
There you go.
The first thing I say is keep your darn doors closed, people, then they won't escape. But secondarily to that, they still escape anyway, and there's still a problem with them being upset, hiding under the bed, howling, etc. And we need some help. We need some hints from you, please.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. First of all, it's amazing that people still using these fireworks on all of these holidays. I mean, I understand the 4th of July, maybe, but the rest of it I don't get. That's number one. Number two is over a period of time, and if you really want to put in the effort, you can take the time to desensitize the dog. Remember, one of my specialties was teaching dogs to react under gunfire. So I had to make sure that these dogs were desensitized to the loud sound of a gun. Not every dog adjusted the same way, but some dogs really adjusted perfectly. So what I recommend to people that live in an area with this, and it's not going to happen this year because you got to work on it, is to actually make a recording of the noises you hear most in your neighborhood, whether it be fireworks or whatever. Play them at a low volume on your computer to the dog, just barely audible for a week. Then the next week, make it a little bit louder. And over a period of months and months and months, you increase it gradually, making it a positive association with that noise versus a negative association. It's what we call counter conditioning. Does it work with every dog? No, because a dog's sense of hearing is so much better than ours. This time of year, though, the most important thing that I can say is that everyone make sure their dogs and their cats are microchipped. Make sure there's a safe room where you can keep them at night or even during the day when people are using fireworks. Turn a radio or TV on as loud a volume as you possibly can. There are products on the market. I was talking about a product earlier made by Nature Vet, which has melatonin in it, which can actually calm the dog down a little bit. There are other items on the market that work the same way to calm the dog down. But the best thing to do, and again, everyone wants that instant gratification, doesn't exist anymore. The best thing to do, John, is to take the time to literally desensitize the dog to it. The other thing you can try to do, and it works with some dogs and other dogs and cats it won't work with, is find them some special items that they love that they haven't seen for a while, or buy them some new stuff, and it only goes down during that day. But again, the resolution to your problem is getting these jerks to stop using these fireworks on the holidays.
Yeah. Good luck on that one.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a lot easier to work with animals than it is to work with people. Let me tell you, John, from someone who's been doing this for a lot of years, I've never had problems with dogs. I've had to arrest a few people, but I've never had to arrest a dog or cat in my entire life. So what type of pets do you have, John?
We don't have any pets right now. We are between pets. Our last baby was a cat that lived about, I think, 16, 18 years, with a feral cat that was out front, and didn't like us for about 14 of those years. And then all of a sudden, in its old age, it got what we call Catzheimer's disease. And it forgot all of its early dislike for us, and then came and sat on the bed and jumped on my chest to get its ears rubbed.
I love all these new terms I'm using today. Catzheimer disease and a felinologist.
Yeah.
I'm getting all these new words today. You know, it's like I didn't start doing this 40-some-odd years ago. Anyway, John, you're great to talk. I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. You don't have an animal now. I can send you a cat book. I can send you a T-shirt. What do you want?
What can you send me that I can send to my son and daughter-in-law who have 3 full-size poodles?
Where do they live?
Florida.
Oh, no problem. I will send it to. I'm going to put you on hold with the lovely Suzette. Be nice to Suzette, okay? She's very sensitive. Be nice to Suzette. Give Suzette the address in Florida of your kids, and Lucy will send it directly to them.
I will do that, and that's marvelous. And give Suzette a gold star because she's a charmer.
She is a charmer, no doubt about it. Anyway, I'm going to put you on hold. You'll speak to Suzette. She'll get that information, and we'll send some Lucy Pet, and I appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I know it's New Year's. I know everyone's supposed to be nice, but my engineer, Alex, said if I don't do a commercial right now, he's going to yell at me, and you don't want to be yelled at by Alex, I'm telling you. The phone number, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. So people often ask me, Warren, how are you going to spend New Year's Eve? Usually I spend it pretty quiet, but this New Year's Eve is a little different. I'm spending New Year's Eve with a couple of close friends of Denise and mine who are big, amazing animal rescuers. And I'm excited to go to their home for New Year's Eve, but a whole lot more excited to meet the dogs. I love them, but I want to see the dogs. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Hey, what have you been hearing me talk about Lucy Pet Food? And we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. 866-870-5752. You know, it's interesting. I'm going to get to your call, Dennis, by the way. I shared my Rodney Dangerfield, but a lot of people don't know. For many, many, many years, I was the animal person on Saturday Night Live. At that time, I was doing all the work for NBC. I was working with all the animals, doing a lot of appearances on Late Night with David Letterman. Actually, I predate Late Night with David Letterman. David Letterman had a morning show on NBC called The David Letterman Show. I have one of the only T-shirts from that show, The David Letterman Show. And I started working with Dave, and at that time, his girlfriend, Meryl Marco. Just incredible people. But at the same time, I was always up at NBC doing something for their show. So the people at Saturday Night Live contacted me and say, Warren, we're doing this, so we need a horse for this, and we need a cow for this, and we need chickens for this. And I got to work with some incredible people like Robin Williams, Dana Carvey, John Lovitz. Got to meet some incredible, The Pretenders, some amazing rock groups. But it was interesting in terms of what would go on there, because at Saturday Night Live, this was the early years, folks. This was the years of cocaine up and down the hallways. Not with me, but a lot of people that were appearing on this show. But I got to tell you, this was an incredible experience for me, having the opportunity to be there almost every week on Saturday Night Live or working with Letterman. I'll talk more about Letterman in a future date. I was not involved with the Stupid Pet Tricks, but let me tell you quickly how Stupid Pet Tricks started. Okay, Dave and his girlfriend Meryl Marco had been talking obviously about Stupid Pet Tricks for years before I even met them. One day I was training David's dogs Stan and Bob in the hallway at Rockefeller Center by the studio. And I was teaching the dog to do basic things. And Dave said, Warren, what can you teach a dog that's a little different? And I said, well, I can teach him to crawl on his belly like a war dog. And Dave said, go ahead, show me. So I got down and I taught his dog to crawl on his belly like a war dog. And people are standing around. And Meryl Marco came out and looked at Dave at that point and said, hey, Dave, Stupid Pet Tricks, they have talked about it for years and years and years. And then the next thing I knew, Stupid Pet Tricks, they brought it together and put it all together and put it on the air. But that's how I remember Meryl Marco saying to Dave, Stupid Pet Tricks, which is something they've been talking about. So I wasn't involved with it other than the fact that by doing a Stupid Pet Trick with Dave's dog, maybe it sparked them a little bit. Big fan of Stupid Pet Tricks. By the way, I understand there's a new program specifically on Stupid Pet Tricks that is streaming somewhere. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me take a quick break, and we come back. We'll get to you, Dennis, and then I'll give you the phone numbers for the network show if you didn't get to call me today, and I want to give you some more information about the big event coming up and how you can donate to my Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And let me take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy new year. Can you do, Alex, do me a favor? Can you have Suzette? I don't want Dennis to hold on forever. He's calling for Norwalk. He has a dog that's a little fearful of lightning. I don't want to rush him. There's some things I want to go over. So can you give him the phone number for the network show? I'm writing down his name. He'll remember my first caller when we get off there here, and I take him on the national show. Okay, so you can give him that number. By the way, if you want to write that number down, you can call starting at 1 o'clock. It's the same type of show. I give away the same gifts, except it goes all over the U.S., Canada, and pretty much the world. Write this number down. It's 877-725-8255. 877-725-8255. I want to take the last couple of minutes here, a couple of reasons. Number one is that I don't often talk about my Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, but we have been so inundated, and we're inundated by organizations you never heard of, the small mom and pops all around the U.S., in Tennessee, and in parts of California, Trinidad, all over the U.S., that really get no financial assistance from anybody, none whatsoever. These people reach into their own pockets and raise $50 to have enough money to spay or neuter a dog, or enough money to drive a dog or a cat to an adoption event. So the bottom line is, many years ago, I decided to help these people out. That's when I decided to start the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, which is my 501c3 nonprofit, helping thousands of organizations all across the country, organizations that never would have got a penny from anywhere else other than the Hugs and Kisses Animal Fund, because no one would even know they existed. But we do, because I've been doing this for many, many years, as you know. I'm asking you, if you'd like to make a donation, and this is the end of the year, you can donate now. You can go to the website, hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. That's hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Of course, it's tax deductible, so you want to do it within the next day or so. hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Or if you call my office directly, we'll get back to you today, maybe tomorrow, but still in enough time to get that donation in for the tax year. So write this phone number down. This is my office number, 1-800-430 and the word HUGS, H-U-G-S. That's 1-800-430-HUGS, 1-800-430-4847, or hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. So I'm looking forward to you guys helping me out. We just donated a whole bunch of money, so we're the till is kind of low. We're building it up again. So, and one of the things and my goal is, I want to be the poorest humane organization in the country, because I feel that if I have money sitting in the bank, then I'm not getting the money out to the organizations that need to save the animals today. So we don't keep a lot of money in the bank. Comes in, goes out, comes in, goes out. Check out hugsandkissesanimalfund.org. Again, the number for the network show starts in exactly 3 or 4 minutes. 877-725-8255. Again, I give away the same prizes, same type of show. 877-725-8255. I want to wish all of you a blessed, healthy, and happy new year, and we'll speak to you all again next week on a brand new year, helping as many animals as we can help together. We've helped thousands in the past, and we will continue to help thousands in the future. Bless you all. I'm Warren Eckstein, and thank you for listening to The Pet Show.